Think Different TV, live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by me, your girl Ashia. Join me as I discuss social topics, spotlight independent artists, and share financial tips. Join the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. Think Different TV, where minds meet. You're the reason I wake up, the reason I smile.
But it ain't about that. It's about getting what you're getting and giving on back here. Big fella, half of me in Carolina.
Federal investigators are looking into the cause of a deadly helicopter crash that killed a TV news crew from Philadelphia. The burning wreckage was found overnight in a state forest. The crew was returning from an assignment on the Jersey Shore for the Philadelphia ABC affiliate. On board were the pilot and a photographer who had worked with the station for years.
At least 10 dead and dozens injured in a mass shooting at a university in Prague. Dramatic videos showed terrified tourists and locals sprinting as students balanced on ledges to hide from the gunmen. Images circulating online allegedly show the shooter on the roof of the university building, with witnesses saying the gunman was picking off his victims one by one. Within minutes of the shooting, elite cops were seen storming the building before the gunman was reportedly eliminated.
Today at the university, where we talk about first degrees and burglaries, man, we got a crazy one. A South Carolina man has been sentenced to life in prison for killing a 15-year-old boy because he asked for a cigarette. Gang, take a look at this shit, bro. 24-year-old Chicago man charged in the first-degree murder and strangulation of his 15-year-old girlfriend.
Everybody meet Hannah Payne, a 21-year-old white woman who killed this man, Kenneth Hiqi. But how did she do it? Self-defense? Protecting the lives of others? Was she a cop? None of that. Kenneth was driving down the road and he ran a red light and he hit a four-wheeler, and they both pulled over to wait for the police. But why was Kenneth in such a rush? During the time of the crash, there was two witnesses. One, Hannah, and two, a correctional officer named Terry Robinson. The correctional officer examined Kenneth and noticed that he was disoriented. A police officer reported that Kenneth's eyes looked a little reddish-orange color. He believed he was having a diabetic shock. Four-wheel driver, Kenneth, Hannah, and the CEO waited for 20 minutes on the side of the road waiting for a cop to show up. But Kenneth was having a medical emergency, so he got back up in his car and he drove away. And the correctional officer told her to follow him and get his license plate number. While she was following him, she called 911 and told the dispatcher what was happening. The dispatcher told her to fall back and go back to the scene of the crime and let police handle it. But Hannah didn't do that. No, what Hannah did is she cut Kenneth off a mile down the road from the accident, and she pulled out her firearm and told him to go back. Meanwhile, this entire time, Kenneth was having a medical emergency and he was rushing to the hospital to get treatment. But when Kenneth told her no and to get out the way so he could get to the hospital, she pulled her firearm. When the cops showed up, they found him in the front seat suffering from a firearm wound, and they rushed him to the hospital and he was pronounced dead less than an hour later. You would think Hannah would be convicted of murder, not to mention traffic violations as well. But no, Hannah has had her trial completely dismissed for all these reasons, and it just keeps going. But not only did this incident happen in 2019, the last dismissal of this trial happened in November of 2022. But you want to know the irony? Her defense attorney had a health emergency, even though there was no proof of the illness. Yet the trial still got dismissed. And Hannah still hasn't been charged for the death of this man. And here we are in 2023. For the 9th time, Hannah is finally going to trial in October of this month of this year. So I want to bring full attention to this trial and make sure justice is served, because no citizen should pull out a gun on anybody for no good reason if their life is not in danger. Especially when a man is just trying to get to the hospital so he don't die. So here's this petition that was started in 2020, yet I'm bringing it back to light because Kenneth deserves justice, and every trial Hannah has been to has been completely dismissed. So let's go sign it and get this man the justice he deserves. My name's Eric Stone. Doses.
With regard to count one as to the offense of malice murder, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty. With regard to count 2, as to the offense of felony murder, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty.
The court will impose a sentence of life with the possibility of parole.
Meet Derrica Wiggins. Derrica Wiggins was in the news recently. Why, you say? Let's talk about it. Derrica is what we call an ex-girlfriend who don't like the ex-boyfriend to be with the new girlfriend. So Derrica decides to sneak into the ex-boyfriend's house while he and the new girlfriend and the baby is asleep in the bed. The girlfriend says she thought she saw somebody peek through the bedroom door, but she thought she was tripping, only to wake up to the bed being on fire. She tried to burn the ex-boyfriend, the girlfriend, and the baby. TikTok, do not be Derrica. Do not be Derrica. None of the victims were hurt, and the boyfriend was able to extinguish the fire before the firefighters got there. But Derrica, it ain't that serious. Why do I look like an older Warren G? This is messing with me, these glasses. But I need them, so my first time, my first TikTok. Anyway, this ain't even about me. Derrica is crazy. Let me know what y'all think about Derrica in the comments. And my glasses. And my glasses. And my look. I swear I look like Warren G to me.
Allegedly, this woman, who is upset with her man, goes on Twitter and puts out all of his banking information. I'm talking checking number, routing number, a bank card, PIN, everything. And Twitter, the scammers go crazy. People are literally paying their rent, paying their car note, door dashing food. They're literally clearing out this man's bank account. And all this woman has to say for all of her alleged crimes is this. You see that? I feel complete. No, sis, the only thing you're about to complete is a jail sentence. A couple of months ago, I did this video on this woman who went viral. She did a get ready with me while I go key my boyfriend's car. Did her makeup, put on a lime green ski mask, and filmed herself scratching up her boyfriend's car. And of course, the next get ready with me was get ready with me while I get ready to go to jail. I know we want to look cool on social media. We want to tell everybody what we're doing. We want everybody to know this is what happens when you mess with me, when you play with my heart. But you're the only one that's going to suffer. Now this raggedy man who was cheating on you or doing whatever it is, he had to have done something. Like this, you don't do all this to an innocent man. He had to have done something. No man is worth all of this. I know she feels good. And when she sleeps at night, she probably smiles thinking about what she did. But girl, you going to jail, honey. You going to jail for this.
Yo, I swear, Miami got some of the craziest people in there. A Miami woman has been arrested after scamming the bank out of $75,000 for the second time, bro. She looking like she don't give a fuck. But let me read the report. It says, Miami-Dade police says she was arrested at the bank while trying to procure a vehicle loan while using the personal information of an identity theft victim. Police says she attempted to get the bank-issued cashier's check made payable to a business called the Auto Advantage LLC, which was a fake company she created under an identity theft victim's name.
Where two burglars stole a lot of cash and a child's Christmas gift. Fox 26's Abigail Dye is in the newsroom with this story.
Rashi Anthony, this man says the burglars took an ATV out of his garage that he had just bought for his grandson, and now he has to figure out how to come through this Christmas. This Ring camera kicks in just in time to catch two burglars dressed all in black, slipping down the side of a house in the glow of Christmas lights, leaving behind quite the mess.
First thing I seen was glass.
Stephen Moody came home to his back window busted out, glass and blood all over the place.
You left your DNA, then that's dumb. That's really dumb.
He says the burglars took his Raptor ATV, which he bought for Christmas.
It was a gift to my grandson.
And a lot of cash. The total loss?
Close to $100,000. They took the ATV that I just purchased for over $10,000. And they took cash out of my bedroom.
Moody says he had to call police out to his house several different times to get them to dust for prints and take blood samples.
I'm just frustrated. I'm pissed. Because she invaded my privacy. I feel violated.
But he's confident in finding justice.
I'm going to find my ATV. You took somebody's gift. My gift to make sure you get caught. And I'm going to do that.
This happened in a neighborhood near the Sam Houston Tollway and Telephone Road. If you know anything, you can call Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS. You could get a cash reward for your information.
December 17th, 8th District Officer responds to a report of a male on a bike inside of the park on a trail with a large machete attached to his bike. That officer responds to that location, is able to locate this individual. The officer is able to stop the male on the bike, able to secure the machete, and able to ultimately get the male in custody. The male refuses to provide any of, in terms of his identifiers, doesn't provide a name or anything of that sort. The male is fingerprinted, at which point we are able to discover that the male is Elias Diaz, 46-year-old male.
This week, the owner of the Renee Group, Shalitha Renee Robertson was indicted on charges that she stole millions of tax dollars. Hello, it's Justin Gray with Channel 2. I'm trying to reach Shalitha Robertson. No answer at the call box to the front gates of Chateau Royal, the grand South Fulton estate, listed with the Secretary of State as the principal address of Shalitha Robertson's company, the Renee Group. Shalitha Renee Robertson is a former Atlanta police officer and Atlanta city attorney who currently has a lucrative contract with DeKalb County worth millions to repair sewage and water systems. She's also just been charged in this federal indictment, alleged to have stolen $7 million in COVID relief Paycheck Protection Program funds and intended to help keep people employed during the pandemic.
This man got sentenced to forever be locked in a hospital for hacking GTA 6. Just say I put that boy in the underground black site, bro. But basically, the dude that hacked GTA 6 and leaked all the information for us so that we knew the trailer was coming out, he got charged with fraud and blackmailing, right? So he has to sit in a hospital for life unless he's deemed no longer a danger. This is why, though, he's a menace. So after he got hacking somebody else, the police let him out on bail and confiscated all his electronics that could allow him to hack, right? But all he needed was an Amazon stick, his hotel room TV, and a mobile phone, and he hacked GTA. So now they like, should we be on GTA for having such a bad security system? Or should we be like, this man is a danger because he literally hacked GTA with an Amazon Fire Stick?
At Gray and Shari, disturbing details. Kendall Stevens was arrested today for the rape of a minor. Sources confirm that she is the same Stevens who is a prominent LGBTQ activist in the city. The state attorney general's office filed charges tonight against 37-year-old Kendall Stevens. The charges include the indecent assault against a person less than 13 years old, rape, unlawful contact with minors, sexual offenses, and endangering the welfare of children, parent or guardian. Stevens came to Action News in August of 2020 after she was attacked in her Point Breeze neighborhood. She says she was targeted by a violent group for being a trans woman. Stevens then became a prominent activist for the LGBTQ community. She urged lawmakers to change Pennsylvania's hate crime statute to include protections for LGBTQ people. She is seen here in March of 2021 at a press conference launching District Attorney Larry Krasner's LGBTQ+ Advisory Board. The board was created in part to be a source of information and resources for victims and survivors of crime within the community.
It means to me that the transgender population will finally get the support that we need from city officials that we really haven't gotten historically.
Sources tell Action News the charges are in relation to the rape of two young boys under the age of 13. Stevens remains in custody tonight.
A last-minute change has cruise passengers who were planning on a tropical beach vacation are instead bundling up in the winter weather in Canada this morning.
I got the email and we were kind of in disbelief. My daughter started crying, was like, Mom, we're supposed to go to the Bahamas. I'm like, baby, I don't know what to do. I can't change it. So
we had to repack.
We had to repack as fast as I could. I went to Walmart, but it was closing early. And then we got on the road at 1:30 in the morning to drive to the Midway Airport. And we got on there. So we were just hoping that they would reroute us. And that has not been the case.
Have y'all gotten any unexpected upgrades for rooms, activities, dining?
They
absolutely nothing.
Nothing at all. No upgrades, no credit, no free steak, no nothing. Some passengers
reduce activities on board as well.
Kendall Jenner and Bad Bunny have called it quits following nearly a year together.
Actor Vin Diesel has been accused of sexual battery and creating a hostile work environment. That's according to a new lawsuit filed by one of his former assistants.
This lawsuit comes from a former assistant of Vin Diesel and says that back in 2010, during filming of the 5th Fast and Furious movie, that this assistant was in a hotel room with Vin Diesel and that she was trapped. And that is when, according to this lawsuit, she accuses Vin Diesel of forcibly pinning her up against a wall, kissing her, and groping her. Now, this lawsuit also says that shortly after this alleged incident that she was let go from the company. She is suing not just Vin Diesel, but also his production company.
Oh man, listen, one thing I'm gonna tell you is they don't care what you do when you don't look like you're getting it. But when you look like you're getting it, like Cameron is now in 2023 as he's blowing up with this new podcast that he created, now he has people seeking legal actions over images that they say that he's using on his merchandise that he's selling. And this young lady is saying that she's seeking a damage of $57,000 plus another $10,000 that she's spending in legal fees. Now, I'll tell you guys this, when you're broke, no one comes after anything because they know you're broke. They can't get anything. But the minute they know you have $1, they're gonna seek some type of money. Unfortunately, 2023 has been an amazing year for Cameron, but he's gonna have to lawyer up if he doesn't want to pay this $57,000.
In a recent legal document, Hiqi D, whose real name is Dwayne Davis, said that any comments he made regarding Tupac's death were purely for entertainment purposes. Hiqi D said that he believed he had immunity from prosecution for statements related to Tupac's murder and never anticipated facing legal consequences for them. As reported by 8 News Now, attorneys representing Hiqi D are now petitioning for his release pending trial. They argue that their client poses no threat to the community and is not a flight risk, urging the judge to grant his release on his own reconnaissance with the use of an ankle bracelet. Claiming that incarceration is negatively impacting Hiqi D's health, his legal team has requested bail to be set at no more than $100,000. The court filing emphasizes that prosecutors failed to present independent evidence linking Hiqi D to the shooting, relying instead on statements from Hiqi D's book and a substantial amount of hearsay. Hiqi D's defense contends that the truthfulness of the interviews was never verified and that both the book and interviews were produced for entertainment purposes and to profit from a situation that others, including Kading, had already capitalized on.
Charleston White has just been arrested in Texas. He's facing up to 21 years for his charges. First one is the less serious of all the charges, although it's not less serious to me because it's animal cruelty. And in Texas, that is a misdemeanor. It's not a felony, and it carries anywhere from 0 to 1 year in prison with a fine. That's really not the charge he has to worry about if he's found guilty. He also has 2 counts, felony counts, of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Now in Texas, this carries anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison. So if he gets found guilty for just one of those 2 counts, at minimum, he'll be serving 2 years in prison.
Marvel movie star Jonathan Majors has been found guilty of harassment and assault of his ex-girlfriend back in March. Majors was charged with 4 misdemeanors, but was only found guilty of 2 of the 4 counts. He was acquitted on 2 others. Grace Jabari accused the actor of assaulting her in the back of a car after she saw a flirty text message from another woman on his phone earlier this year. Jurors at downtown Manhattan Criminal Court began deliberations on Thursday, and they reached a verdict of guilty on Monday.
Marvel has fired Jonathan Majors with immediate effect. He was convicted of assaulting and harassing his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari on Monday. And just hours after the verdict, both Marvel Studios and the Walt Disney Company dropped him from all upcoming projects, despite being lined up as the next major villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's already starred in the first 2 seasons of Loki and the latest Ant-Man and the Wasp. It is unclear whether Marvel Studios plans to replace him with another actor or write his character out of the films. Major has already been dropped by the U.S. Army in their campaign video that was set to debut on Friday and was uninvited to this year's Met Gala by Valentino.
We made
may soon learn the identities of more people connected to Jeffrey Epstein. A federal judge has ordered the release of more than 150 names which were previously withheld. They include witnesses and victims in the civil case against Ghislaine Maxwell, who is currently serving 20 years in prison for being Epstein's accomplice in sex trafficking.
So what happened was I took full responsibility. I said something smart to Tokyo Tony because she been popping on the internet. So I wanted to, when I confronted her, I wanted to see what she was talking about. So I started it on an accident, thinking me and Tokyo Tony was gonna go back and forth, but it ended up going past her because she couldn't handle me, like I already told y'all.
I don't care about you, your mother, your fucking kid, or that dog of yours. Fuck them all. Yeah, bitch. Fuck yours. You say it again. You ever step to me, I'm gonna put a bullet in your motherfucking head, Carlisa. Your threats online is enough for me to do it. I'm a celebrity, and I feel threatened by you. I'm gonna say it live. I feel very threatened by you. So if you step to me and I put one in your motherfucking forehead, sir, I wasn't bothering this lady. That's all the fuck I'm gonna say.
That's right, Tokyo Tony. Join the circus, baby. Don't go against the grain. Go with it. Y'all see she ain't want no smoke. She want me. I hit her with the prince eyes. You know, when you look at them, they forget all about the effery. I got kids in the car.
Tell you blue face like this. You know your mama nothing ass, dirty ass, trifling ass, whore ass bitch. You know this bitch ain't doing shit. Got your sister looking like a fucking trick. Looking like some dumb hoe bitch. What the fuck they thought? Huh? Tell her, bitch.
And I heard on the street, Taraji, you had the audacity to say you're thinking about stopping acting. We said, stop talking. Are you thinking about it?
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired. I hear people go, you work a lot. Well, have to. The math ain't mathing. And when you start working a lot, you know, you have a team. Big bills come with what we do. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up, there's a whole entire team behind us. Yes. They have to get paid. So when you hear someone saying, oh, such and such made $10 million, no, that's not, that didn't make it to their account. Know that off the top, Uncle Sam is getting 50%. That's right. Okay? So do the math. Now we have $5 million. Your team is getting 30% or whatever your team is off of what you grossed. Sometimes not more. After what Uncle Sam took. Now do the math. So I'm only human, and it seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired. I'm tired.
Hey, Key, fuck these niggas up. DJ, bitch, you gotta motherfucking feel this shit, boy.
I shop Jay-Z to every single label. Kevin Lyles, Leo, all of them. Every single label, they all said no. And he becomes one of the greatest rappers alive. So my PST is I'm never going to shop anyone or listen to anyone again. Those are the same people that are up under this that said that he was too old, rapped too fast, and dressed corny. From Kev Lyles to Warner to Def Jam, we had to do it ourselves. For me, I learned don't listen to nobody. Because if I would have listened to them, there would be no Jay-Z, because he wasn't going to do it. There would be no rapping Jay-Z if it wasn't for me, 100,000%. Because he wasn't going to do what I did to make sure he got heard. He was hustling. And he wasn't going to put a record out by himself and create a record company. He could rap, but he didn't know business. I taught him business, how to put a record out yourself, how to leverage your celebrity, put it on a product yourself.
Who taught you?
God. Harlem taught me.
What's up, it's your boy Antoine. I'm back with that daily hip hop tea. It's Tea Time. Guys, this situation involving alleged text describing TD Jakes as a power bottom at Diddy S parties is crazy. If you guys are unaware, there's a TikToker that is going viral for saying that Cassie is working with the feds. There's also a chain of emails going around describing TD Jakes and Diddy's relationships. They said that TD Jakes would frequent Diddy S parties and that he was actually described as a power bottom.
Cassie has turned over substantial amounts of evidence to the feds. I'm told that after Cassie had a long conversation with her lawyers, she finally was convinced to give up the videotapes and audio recordings that contain footage of S parties and other private gatherings that feature some pretty powerful and prominent people. Also told that multiple male escorts corroborated the fact that TD Jakes have slept with multiple men at Diddy's parties and abroad, and they refer to him as being a power bottom.
Although I did not find any alleged emails describing TD Jakes as a power bottom at the Diddy parties, I did find an interview from Jaguar Wright, who was actually previously linked to Diddy, and she actually described TD Jakes and Diddy's relationship. I'm gonna go ahead and put a clip of it here.
Why do you think TD Jakes was at Puff Daddy's birthday party?
To be at a Diddy party? I don't know. I mean, if Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons. Money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties. Money and sex. I hope it was for money, because arguing about who's going to put the strap-on is... that can be a very uncomfortable situation. You know, we're going to pray on it, praise the Lord.
Jaguar had a lot to say about the situation, talking about they arguing about who gonna put on a strap-on, child. She did a little bit much. All this information is alleged. This is also crazy because Christian Keys recently came forth and said that there was a person in the industry who had great notoriety and who was beloved, who was actually harassing him and had been harassing him for quite some time. People started to begin to speculate that it was Tyler Perry, but Christian Keys actually liked a tweet ruling Tyler Perry out of that entire situation. Now, he has not liked any tweets excluding TD Jakes from the BS. So that is why people are thinking that it might possibly be TD Jakes. I personally don't know. And like I said before, all this information is alleged. I don't know if TD Jakes is necessarily innocent, because sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this entire situation. TD Jakes and his team have yet to comment on any of these allegations.
All right, so we got some new developments around Christian Keys, but before we get into that, let's give a quick recap for those who are not caught up to speed. Now, Christian Keys is an actor, and he dropped a bombshell on us, letting us know that a very powerful man in Hollywood has been sexually harassing him. Now, he goes on to say that this was a very powerful man and that he's been recording the incident since 2005 through recording devices, and he was going to get ready to expose this person, and I quote, "It would break y'all's hearts when we find out who it is." Now, at this point in time, the whole internet started flailing their arms, and they just knew it was Tyler Perry. And well, that is when he allegedly liked a tweet claiming that it was not Tyler Perry, or at least this is how it read. Watching Christian Keys and can tell he is clearly a victim. Only $3,000 to his name and violated by a G billionaire. And no, I don't believe it was TP, Tyler Perry. I wish Christian would have taken action. That man will still have his money and good name, and Christian will remain broken. Now, again, he liked that tweet. Now, again, as we've all stated before, he goes on to backtrack on that now and says that that is not accurate at all when it came to Christian Keys breaking the news. He goes on to say, "I didn't clear anyone." Now, at this point, the internet's like, wait, so is it still Tyler Perry or is it not Tyler Perry? We really don't know. Regardless, he has said this in another message. He goes on to say, "Some of these negative and ignorant comments are the exact reason that men, especially black men, don't talk about this kind of stuff. I pray that people making the comments never have to experience anything like this. Y'all have said, quote, his name in the comments, which is crazy because that's how many people know what's going on, trying to find the strength to finish the race." Now, he's garnering a lot of mixed emotions out there. Some people are extremely supportive of him, want him to take all the time in the world, while other people are extremely critical of him, where they're like, look, either piss or get off of the pot. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have been following the story a little bit closely. I have mixed emotions about it. I am extremely sympathetic to his situation, but I am starting to think like, okay, now, you know, how long are we going to be looking at this here? You know what I mean? Like, are we going to get a name or not? But, you know, it's not for me to decide. He's got to do this when he is ready to do it. And I know that's going to, what I just said is probably going to piss off a lot of people.
Unfortunately, that's the vibe people are starting to go with. This says, Bobby Light says Christian Keys is clout chasing because he won't reveal who harassed him. At this point, you think it's a game. We all know you're one of the girls anyways. But his specific tweet says, Christian Keys is a clout chasing beast. Boy, you're either going to say the name or not. At this point, you think it's a game and it's so clear you're loving the high you're on right now. Sit yo down somewhere. We all know you're one of the girls anyway. It's giving somebody need money and they blackmailing, allegedly.
According to YouTube blogger Storm Monroe, actor Lance Gross says he was harassed by the same man who harassed Christian Keys.
According to my source, Lance is straight. Lance didn't give him any inclination, and by he I mean this black billionaire, any inclination that he was not, but nonetheless he got tried too. Now the when, where, and how of the triation, I'm not exactly sure of, so I'm not gonna lie. But what I can say, according to my source, that the harassment was done little by little. Grooming, so to speak. You understand? Grooming, so to speak. Until one day it was taken too far, and Lance Gross allegedly knocked this person off their feet.
And the judge
If you did that for him, they were telling me on Monday that they wanted me to come and try to talk to the judge on Wednesday, but I already had my whole week booked to interviews and couldn't do it.
No, Adam.
And that's what they said. They're not going to let him out while he's waiting. I know, but what am I going to do? I got people flying in to do interviews. I got to cancel my whole.
No, but you could pause the interview a little bit.
Yeah, you could have went. You could have
like the interview could wait a little bit.
You could have
feel like that's his life.
Like 12 to 2. I got my whole week booked every week. Look at this. Wednesday, I got 7 things I got to do throughout the day.
Adam, as a fake real whatever nigga,
8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Booked.
He needs you there, though.
What am I going to do? I need you, though, bro.
Imagine.
China Mac is now calling out Adam 22 for not showing up to C-Mac's court date. He's saying that he made no effort to free C-Mac or to even present anything to the judge. And he even says that all he had to do was just say that he was his employer.
This hearing was important because Crip Mac doesn't have any bond or bail. I wanted to, before we even put in a motion, to have people of the community to represent Crip Mac in the courtroom, to show that Crip Mac isn't a criminal that's running the streets. Hit Adam 22 up. I'm like, yo, Adam, Crip Mac got court. It's very important. Can you guys come to court and say that he's employed with you guys and that if he was to be given bond, that would pose some type of responsibility for him. Make sure that, you know, he's going to work. So he said, oh, I'm booked. I have an interview that day. Crip Mac could be coming home. He could be home for the holidays because you know, go up there and say he has a job. I've seen that happen. But I'm like, okay, you could have pushed your interview back. I mean, like, you know, this is for somebody's freedom. This is for somebody that call your friend. So then I was like, oh, can you send somebody that work for you? Josh or somebody, you know, somebody preferably that's white, you know, that can represent No Jumper, the company, and say that Crip Mac is an employee. He didn't left me on scene. That just shows me that Adam really don't give a about nobody but his bottom line.
And they're now accusing Adam 22 of just using C-Mac for the views. And China Mac was actually there when C-Mac was arrested by U.S. Marshals. C-Mac is currently facing 15, but other people say that he'll most likely only do about 7. Adam 22 has now responded to China Mac. China Mac said that Adam did not care about C-Mac because he did not show up to his court date, even after everything that he had ever done for Adam 22. But this is what Adam had to say about the whole situation.
I'm not really feeling sitting here and taking business advice from some guy who can't even manage his own career. Never mind Crip Max. I mean, you were trying to be his manager. He got this case. He caught all these charges under your watch. So that's on you.
Oh, you really trying to turn this on me?
Nigga, it is on you. Bro, you's a young nigga. I gotta school you right now, bro. You's a young nigga. You jumped out the window. Yes, I said some shit. But it was not. All right, let's start here. Let's start here. All right. Okay. Nigga. Let's start with who got disrespectful first. Was it me or was it you? Nigga, you disrespectful. You saying you could beat me in the verse? Answer the question, soldier. You saying who got this? You saying name 3 soldier. Who took it past music? Me or you? You took it too far, my nigga. Oh, bro, you steady. No, you took it way too far. We could have kept it on some cool shit. You could have called me like, hey, soldier, you tripping on that part, nigga. Woo. Speak American. Yeah. Soldier. Yeah, you went all the way soldier, over there, bro. Bro, soldier, stop copping these please, cuz. If I got please. Bro, listen. If I got out of character with you first, I'm gonna admit. So what? Fuck, soldier. I'm gonna be on here talking about, oh, I was trolling, I was popping. Get down. No, fuck how you get down. It's about, nigga, I'm a grown-ass man. As soon as you get to talk,
Soulja Boy's baby moms denies getting with Blueface, right? So I guess Soulja Boy done put the press on his BM, you know what I'm saying? He's probably over there. Why you out here playing with Big Draco? You gonna do that to me? You gonna be on? You already know how Soulja be, right? So now she like, Blueface is capping, you know what I'm saying? Even though we seen her in that video pop locking it, dropping it, but hey, she's saying he capping basically, right? Because you know Blueface been going back and forth with Soulja Boy, and you know he's been winning this little back and forth solely because of the situation he claims went down, right? While showing, you know, little evidence, you know what I'm saying? Not all the way evidence, but it's still not a good look for Soulja Boy or whatever like that. But she is now saying, nah, he camping, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she want to still be in, you know, a good standing with Soulja Boy. Soulja like, nah, you got me looking crazy, you know what I'm saying? Now she got to come out and say something. To be honest, if you ask me, I wouldn't be surprised if Blueface is telling the truth about that.
You'll recall a year ago that she revealed that she has what's called stiff person syndrome. It's a rare neurological disorder that causes stiffness and body spasms. Now, her sister says the Grammy winner does not have control of her muscles. Back in May, the 55-year-old singer canceled the world tour due to the disorder's impact on her vocal cords. Her sister says they are crossing their fingers that researchers will find a treatment for Dion's illness.
For people that saying karma, it ain't my karma. It ain't her karma. My kid, she's a good kid. She's smart. She's funny. What I spoke on, it was about a relationship, man and woman. It wasn't about what this is about. My baby fight for her life. Kingdom coming to y'all, sir. And she's not like me. She's a good kid. She's humble. She's genuine. Just keep that to y'all, because y'all don't know what make me say the certain things that I say. And it was me even saying really too much, nothing negative. I was making fun and joking and talking smack. So if a man would have left me, then y'all could say that's my karma because of what I said. But not with my daughter. Like, don't say that.
Police confirmed dozens of protesters were arrested after they refused to leave. Yesterday overseas, Al Jazeera cameras caught the harrowing moment that an airstrike landed near a Kuwaiti hospital in southern Gaza. Let's watch.
As we're getting into yes, sir. Oh my God! Did you hear that?
Yes, we did.
Oh my God! That's the hospital. That's the hospital.
That's the hospital.
We have breaking news now from New York, where NBC News has just confirmed that Rudy Giuliani has now filed for bankruptcy just a week after the court ruled he is liable for defaming two former Georgia election workers, of course, Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss.
We've just gotten the filing right here. I haven't had a chance to read through it all, but I did notice that he listed $1 million that he says he owes the IRS, and then another $150 million in other debt, which we presumably most of which reflects this judgment.
And we begin tonight with breaking news from Colorado, where the state Supreme Court has just disqualified former President Donald Trump from Colorado's 2024 primary election ballot.
NBC News is reporting exclusively today about a blunt message delivered by China's President Xi Jinping to President Biden when the two leaders had their summit in San Francisco last month. Joining us now is the leader of the NBC team reporting on all of this. Meet the press moderator, Kristen Welker. Kristen, there were a lot of things that the team, our national security team, Carol Lee, Courtney Kuby, you, and you. Well, this team found out really what was being said in this candid conversation that was described by the White House and the State Department in San Francisco last month.
Absolutely. This was a blunt but candid conversation, not confrontational, but we are told by three sources, current and former officials who are familiar with this conversation, that President Xi said to President Biden that he does intend to reunify Taiwan and that he has not chosen a timeline to do that yet. He was also apparently complaining about the elections in Taiwan. And prior to this meeting, Chinese officials had asked that President Biden issue a statement supporting Chinese reunification, something that, of course, the president and the White House did not do.
Today, I am driven by the same purpose that I felt when I arrived in Congress. But now, it is time to pursue my passion in a new arena. While I'll be departing the House at the end of this year, I will never, ever give up fighting for this country that I love so much.
On behalf of the Boston Police Department, the Mayor's Office, and the entire City of Boston, I want to say to Mr. Swanson and Mr. Bennett, the entire Bennett family, and Boston's entire Black community, I am so sorry for what you endured. I am so sorry for the pain that you have carried for so many years. What was done to you was unjust, unfair, racist, and wrong. Say it again. To every Black resident, I am sorry not only for the abuse our city enacted, but for the beliefs and the bias that brought them to bear in the first place. There is no world in which a piece of paper undoes the harm of this part of our history. But it is my hope, and the hope of our entire administration, that you might accept this letter of apology as a small step toward accountability for the damage done by our city.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen, but do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Come on! Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw him, you would even say it close. Come on, come on! All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, come on, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you ride my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeers loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you go down in history forever. You go down in history forever. You go down in history. What?
I'm gonna play my daddy's song. X gonna give it to you.
This is what's left of the room where Sydney Moore was laying on top of her 1-year-old, shielding him from the tornado as her 4-month-old baby got sucked away and her mobile home demolished. Towering over the rubble of her mobile home and shadowing her crushed car, Sydney's kid's playpen is wrapped around a tree, a jarring reminder of how easily the tornado tossed their 4-month-old baby to the wind.
The roof came off first. The tip of the tornado came down and picked up the bassinet with my baby Lord in it. And he was the first thing to go up.
In his attempt to keep the bassinet inside, her boyfriend and father of her children was sucked up with it. At the same time, in the back bedroom, Sydney threw her body on top of their 1-year-old son, shielding him.
Literally, the moment I jumped on him, the walls collapsed. I was being really crushed. I couldn't breathe.
The couple frantically searched through the rubble in the pouring rain for the infant.
I thought he was dead. I was pretty sure he was dead and we weren't going to be able to find him.
Then, a miracle. They found baby Lord alive with just a cut on his face.
It looked like a little tree cradle. He was just laying there.
The entire family survived. Now, as she walks back down to where her home used to be, Sydney's recalling how she thought this would never happen to her family.
Everything could be taken like that. You better listen to them warnings. You better stay on top of the news.
The kids that she risked her life to save, sleeping peacefully tonight.
Those kids are what saved me. They saved me from everything, and I don't know what I would have done without them.
Ray. They don't know what the hell going on. No, he didn't see us. No, he didn't see none of us. Who is that still over there? How has he not seen this? So just say what's up. Oh, Lord.
Let's talk about the youngest person to ever attend Oxford. Joshua Beckford, a British teen of Nigerian descent, entered Oxford University at the age of 6 and graduated at the age of 14. Attending such a prestigious school at such a young age is remarkable, but that's not the only extraordinary thing about Joshua. At just 10 months, his father noticed that he could identify letters on a keyboard and commit them to memory, and at the age of 3, he taught himself Japanese and how to touch type on a computer. He was so bright that at the age of 6, Joshua's father wrote to Oxford to see if they could accept him in a course for gifted children. And even though Joshua was 2 years too young, he was still accepted. As a child, Joshua was also diagnosed with high-functioning autism and now uses his voice to highlight barriers Black people with autism face in getting adequate care and services. In fact, he's the face of the National Autistic Society's Black and Minority campaign and supports 3 charities for minorities with autism. Today, at the age of 15, Joshua has dreams of becoming a neurosurgeon and is doing what he can to make the world a better place.
This is Zion Carr demanding justice during protests after the 2019 police shooting death of his aunt, Tatiana Jefferson. Now, 4 years later, on Tatiana's birthday,
please vote.
City leaders voted on a huge civil lawsuit payment.
Motion carries.
Convicted former Fort Worth police officer Aaron Dean shot and killed Tatiana Jefferson through a window. Her nephew, Zion Carr, witnessed the shooting. Since then, he's lost his grandmother, Yolanda Carr, followed by his mother, Amber Carr.
She wanted him to be cared for over a number of years.
Tatiana's neighbor, James Smith, called the police for a welfare check after noticing her front door left open overnight. Smith addressed council before their vote.
As I've told the council, I'm not here primarily because of me. I'm here because Yolanda Carr can't be here. Tatiana's not here. Amber's not here.
The base pay for the lawsuit settlement is $3.5 million. Right away, Zion will receive a lump sum and money for living expenses, set up a college savings plan, and later get another lump sum and annuity payments until he turns 40, all endorsed by his family.
With 10 big lines, so I ran it up. I'm like at 1.2 million right now. This is my first 10K main event. I kind of just been like doing like those smaller tournaments to like get my feet wet, get comfortable, and I mean, it means a lot because obviously it means like I'm playing well. I'm not a pro. I study a lot. I learned how to play less than a year ago, but I'm a fast learner. I just asked one of my cousins to teach me. You know, I always wanted to learn how to play poker and chess. Not a gambler by any means, but once I was introduced to it, I don't know, something was just, I was intrigued.
Dave, I'm still shaking right now. What does he want us to do?
Hey, y'all, his security? These motherfuckers moving militant, man.
You scared us.
I know, I apologize. He said stick around, he's coming back. All right, then. He know I'm a barber or what? He just
said we made him happy or something?
Just randomly said that? I cut Lil Dump hair. His one of his orders. I drove out to Layton and cut his hair. Oh, yeah? I'm a barber. Hell yeah. Fuck.
This is fucking crazy.
Just give me some cash. That shit is crazy.
It's our cash.
God damn.
Oh, fuck. Look at NBA young boy running up at us right now.
Hey, nigga, you got a nigga out here shaking, fam.
Oh, my God.
Hey, man.
Are you for real?
I posted your song today on my haircut.
Yeah, you G'd up with your family, bro. That made me so happy.
Oh, that's what's up. Thank you. Thank you. I got toys.
Finalist in third place is Mara Justine. Big hand for Mara from Team Nile, ladies and gentlemen.
Your heart beat from now on, our troubles will be out of sight. You better sing out of sight.
Still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the hope of the
Shaq said it about his kids one time. He says, if you want any of this cheese, you got to give me 2 degrees.
Guy Fieri plans to die broke and leave his sons with nothing. Guy Fieri plans to leave none of his multi-dollar fortune to his sons unless they obtain 2 degrees. Inspired by Shaquille O'Neal's philosophy, Guy Fieri emphasizes the importance of education, and even quoting Shaq saying,
if you want any of this cheese, you got to give me 2 degrees.
Fieri's requirement for his sons not only includes undergraduates, but postgrads as well. The decision affects his 2 sons, Hunter, who's 27, and his son Ryder, who's 17, along with their 22-year-old nephew, Jules, who he helped raise. Fieri let all the guys know that they should expect him to die broke unless they adhere to the stipulations. And his youngest son, Ryder, is reportedly unsettled by this notion. The The pressure to pursue an MBA even when he hasn't started college yet is weighing on him pretty heavy. However, Fieri's nephew Jules is currently working toward a law degree. What do you think about Guy Fieri's tough love approach to inheritance?
The 23rd Annual Gospel Superfest Holiday Special, featuring uplifting performances by Donnie McClurkin, Jacqueline Carr, Ricky Dillard and New G, Pastor John P. Key, Shirley Murdoch, Melvin Crispell III, and more.
0.8 million followers, 7 million followers.
You know how it is with influencers.
Take a shot if you had a drink with your best friend.
I'll take the shot.
Baby, I'm stylish. I am an entrepreneur. I'm in my prime right now. People mistake me and Ashley and being sisters. Homie. I don't want people to look at me like, yeah, she's just Bernie Briggs' daughter. You're like a Nepo baby, kind of, sort of. Whatever.
We got the clubs in the headlock. Keeping money, baby.
Got the house, got the bags. Now you got kitties. I'm about to shoot my rock star video.
Sounds like a smash.
It is a smash. It's gonna be a smash. The girls already know it's a smash. Bang. I'll take it from the top. Let's go. So what's going on with you and the artist?
He came back from tour. Now we stopped talking. I don't want to settle for just people knowing me as artist baby mother.
I am a celebrity fashion stylist. Not only does fashion need me, but the entire industry as a whole needs me.
There she go, mi amiga.
Going into my acting career, I want to make a lane for me.
You want to be an actor now, but you need my help to get there, as you always do, because you suck.
Your girl beefing with her man, and it's one of those days.
I need to push myself more.
This is where I want to be. Now, how we get Melanie there?
We trying to build something. So what you want to do? I know God has a plan for me.
Being an influencer, I want $1 billion business.
Here's the whole of New York lit bitches.
Y'all just have to be mature enough to talk.
I've never been scared of no hoe.
Kitty, you're Delulu. Do what you want to do.
I'm from the project. You know where we from? That damn me something else.
Shout out to Kenya Moore for bringing the Carlisha Gather story to life from 2014 when she was abducted, but she was found alive. God, praise God, praise God. But this was a serious story. This story was crazy as goddamn hell, and I'm sure that y'all remember it. If y'all go back, you can stop, pop, and see all the stuff that went on. But she's going to play the mom, Keisha Gather. It is going to be insane. 2024 lifetime.
Convincing enough?
She's been missing for a couple of days.
I could feel in my gut that something bad happened to her.
The body washed up on shore.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Maybe we can get through anything as long as we have each other.
As long as we're together.